Greetings, so join us. All right. A little bit late, but it's better late than never. Even after I did last night, I had to answer questions after the recording yesterday. I'm still behind, but either way, here we are as the world burns. Uh, we're to put out a fire or two as others start putting everything else on fire. The imperial regime that's here. So I didn't want to make this about politics, but kind of just the world agenda, bring in Novak again. Get Novak, the reptilians' point of view. This a lot of this, some of this is just for humor purposes, just to get them, just to lighten the mood a little bit. Then we go to the Sirians and do the same thing, get a world view there, and also the felines. So that's why I have the world agenda, reptilian point of view, then it's a Sirian point of view, and it's a Lyran point of view. So you kind of get an idea of the different aspects of it too. I am feeling the the World Economic Forum, Klosk. I think his name is Klosk. I don't think he's human. You can see, yeah, there's definitely a Ryan connection. It feels like there's a reptilian energy. I mean, it's human, but not human. Something obviously not right. He's just setting the world on fire, setting us on fire. So, well, they are showing the future. I mean, it is a galactic way of looking at things. It's just, yeah, it's very suffocating. Not that people have to be victims to all this. Some people get angry about it all, but sometimes there's a victim energy there. Just gotta catch yourself with that. Just like with the U.S. and Biden and that whole imperial look there. God, jeez. So we'll just see where that goes. This might be just a media war. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, trying to watch the keywords of all this stuff, and jeez. Yeah, it's trigger fingers on the vulnerability, what's happening with the planet right now, especially the politics agendas. But when it comes down to it, it's still, I mean, no matter how you look at it, it's still like the majority still rules. So the majority of the people here need it to happen the way it's happening. Doesn't mean like you as an individual want it to be like this, but it's not just the elite system. The elite's pushing the buttons, but there's still a great amount of the population that's going with it. So it's who the one's going. I mean, not that you're gonna go door to door to find out who that is, but it's just they're allowing this to happen. That's what it comes out. I mean, there's Matrix people. The Matrix people that are programmed to be part of this society, but they can even go against the program too. A lot of them just ignore it, and just as long as they get their life, their cake and ice cream and all that, and they don't care about the rest of the world. So it's one way of getting people to pay attention. It's like, by the way, you have a dictator running your country. Do you care? Well, not really. Everything's fine. Okay, we'll just take everything away. Now, do you care? So I think it has a lot to do with it too. It's here to wake people up. That's why I see the agendas here, like the U.S. with our president like half dead basically. It's there to wake people up, and just push, just gonna push it as long as they can until people want to change, so that vibrations want to change. Obviously, there's still a good amount that want change and all that, but you're seeing the darkness that's here. So it's going to be interesting where this goes. I have no idea. I'm just going to sit back and watch. I mean, what else are going to do? We can't do anything. So you are where you are for a reason. If you're like protesting and all that, that's your thing. Go for it. But if that's not your thing, just do what you need to do. Who cares? Because it's all in your, how you see the world, how you want things to be, if that vibration goes out, the earth feels it. It's like you might, especially those that say one thing then they do another. It's like, oh, they're real friendly to people, but then they like this dictatorship and all that. The universe feels that. The human consciousness feels that, and it might even come out to the public, or friends might figure it out, or things like that. Can't, who knows? But it's like, if it needs to be. So it's like secrets can be held, but it depends on what it is. It can find its way out there into the public, if it needs to. So, well, yeah, what comes to mind, uh, as I said, like the Mel Gibson, like his tapes of him yelling at his girlfriend went public. Yeah, that was bad, but it's like he needed to heal himself. It's one of the reasons why that was leaked. It's like, look, he's really losing it, and that really kind of put, it's like, whoa, shit, you got to be careful what I'm saying, and think about putting that to the rest of the world. How many people do that privately? And luckily, that's not made. I forgot he was saying all kinds of stuff to his ex-girlfriend or something like that. It was not good. So, but just show that he had to. So, stuff like that, can come out to the open. So, yeah, it's good to watch your mind. Obviously, when you're under attack, like energy attack by reptilian beings that trying to drive you insane, just because they're trying to, it's all tests to make us stronger, basically, or go insane. But it's just to see if we can go to the next level. Yeah, for those that are getting energy attack, other people will probably find. They're probably getting something. Obviously, there are a lot of people out there possessed and don't even know it. That's going to be an interesting movie. Possessed people aren't realizing it. Have that. Of course, the religions, not all religions. Well, let's just say some religions play a role in having people being possessed, which is kind of weird when you think about it. It's like they put the demon in, and I guess they try to get it out. No, I guess it all depends. As long as they give enough in the offering plate. Jeez. Yeah, I guess alcoholism and smoking. Of course, it depends on like the vibration you're at. If you know what you're doing energy-wise, like you can keep the demons away. But most people aren't like that. They're drinking like crazy. And who knows? That's why they call it spirits. You can possess all kinds of shit. It depends on the situation. So I know, especially the wealthy, they go to dining parties all clean. Everybody, smells like deodorant, like high-end deodorant. And they're all drinking wine and shit. It's like, do you know what the hell you're doing? Some people will be fine, but others, no. Especially get on the dance floor. It's like, I guess some demons like to dance. So, I just have to look at the world a little bit differently. Maybe one day. But yeah, the real deal is kind of opening up for sure. All right, it's time to talk to comment prep sessions. Scheduler, shop. Yeah, I'm on the 16th. I'm behind. I should be able to catch up. Maybe I'm not sure about tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. Yeah, my energy's shot. Webinar, social network, and behind the scenes. Yeah, it's been slow. Yesterday my energy was completely shot. At least at the end of the day. I feel a lot better today. What else was there? Oh yeah, the Burning Man is going on. I guess it's over tomorrow, Monday. Nothing weird about that one. I'm not going too deep in that one, but yeah, because that's not part of the world conspiracy theory news cycle yet. So talking about Burning Man is that people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, so why are you talking? Why are you wasting our time? I might go into it. But yeah, it's definitely a freaking ritual. It's just some scary shit there, it feels like. I imagine there's a lot of people getting possessed there. But how would you know? They're not on. Yeah, well, probably a lot of alcoholism. Yeah, there's a lot of possession going on there. A lot of soul catching going on. Jeez. Oh boy. That stuff doesn't leak out what happens there, but you never know. It might have somebody to talk about one day. So, all right, we're going to world agenda. Uh, Reptilian energies, Novak, the Sirian, we're going to Redmond's energy, and the Lyrans are just going to the Feline Council. So it gets some kind of, doesn't mean we're going to be saved or anything like that. Of course, you never know, or who knows. It's a healing energy, it's a healing connection here. Of course, with Novak, I don't know how that's going to go. So, okay, here we go. All right, blessings. Greetings. This is Novak. Greetings once again. Thank you for having me. If I had shoes, I'd be, what do you call it? Shining my shoes for this occasion. I'm not sure if anybody shines their shoes. Some people do, and they're weird. But the World Economic Forums, well, yeah, they're kind of, they take it seriously, but these IMF groups and things, they're kind of surprised they can get away with what they get away with, actually. They're pretty much criminal organizations, as you can see. The UN tries to be a little bit more legitimate, but they do a lousy job at that because they have a lot of criminality connected to them, too. Where do you think they get their funding from? So IMF is hiding a bunch of money, obviously, for obvious reasons. Well, it's hush money. Actually, they do blackmail. They're very much involved with that. Maybe they should put that on their website. There's a lot of blackmail going on with them. As for the U.S. president, your Biden, that situation, first off, is that even Biden there at all anymore? There's like fragments of him, but there's barely anything there. It is kind of a dictatorship energy that's speaking to you. Of course, when they clap back and say, "Oh, you're not," I'm not going to use the words, but oh, we like you guys after all. Let's put it that way. Instead of say something, they are trying to divide the country. They're trying to provoke extremism. But then they kind of say, "Oh, but not really," but they actually are. So they're playing games, and they'll continue. It's going to get worse. You're going to see more of that. So like with the president, he's going to say what he really says, and then they retract it. And not that he's like going to be constantly doing that, but you are getting an idea of how that man thinks, or whatever that is, the agenda thinks. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, obviously, it doesn't have the best vibration. It shows where this government how far it's gone. It just doesn't care anymore, as you can see. So sometimes it's good to have its bluntness. I mean, if it's almost like you go to, it's like, if you hate us, just tell us. It's like, be honest with us. I mean, if you really can't stand us as a human race, just let us know. You're like an imperial dictator, pretty much. Pretty much has the vibration that's going on right now. I mean, obviously, it's a dictator that's at, a short end of the stick, similar to like your Roman emperors. It has a lot of Roman energy there too. Obviously, they don't have the lavish parties that they do. Well, obviously, they don't make public, but it has that Roman-esque energy where you're in a time of a psychopath. Of course, you've read that in the past. There's nothing new there, without going into details of that. Yeah, I guess we could go into that one day. Maybe not now. Your Bush, cartel, and even the Obama cartel. The Obama situation is a salesman. It's selling you on your own demise. It's kind of like having what do you call it? Oh, not a grim reaper, but almost like the people that carry the coffin, kind of like that. It's similar to like that. Of course, your Bush regime, obviously, we can't make this all about the Democrats because I know people are healing from that side, are healing. So obviously, the Bush regime is complete Nazi, complete. I mean, so there's so much of that. It's just they would truly wear the uniforms. They don't give a shit. Obviously, they're not. I mean, they act like it, and that's another dictatorship energy, imperial frequency. I mean, and that's again similar to now. They don't care about the people. Obviously, they play that role like they care, but they don't care. Yeah, the ignorance, the arrogance, the media picks up on that frequency too. Like we're better than the people too. We know what's best for the people. And some people are saying, "Oh yes, you are better than us." And actually, yeah, that's the world has a long ways to go on that level. There's still some people here, obviously a great deal, that feel like those of authority are still that are not psychopathic. They still haven't quite figured that part out yet. Well, then again, when you have the person has psychopathic tendencies themselves, not all, but quite a few do. So it's like, when you have a psychopath looking at another psychopath, it's like, oh, that person's fine. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Burn it all down. It's probably for the best of it. So, of course, you have all these different ways of looking at things. So, to top things off, like the world where it's going, obviously, it's a whirlwind. Yeah, there's just different. They're seeing what they can get away with. Obviously, many of you come here to not let the world burn down completely, but there are certain situations where you have to step back and let the world feel its pain. The world has to learn. Obviously, the human race looks the other way a lot of times. It just adjusts and just lives with it. Others are saying, this is all bullshit, because it is. But not enough people are saying that. Others just adjust and continue. It's almost like an ant farm. It's like, the ants are going one way and then that gets kind of screwed up. So they go another way and just continue on instead of just stopping. It's like, what the hell are we doing? What the hell? Why are we doing this? So there is some insectoid energy. There is some sheep energy too, but a lot of it is insectoid thinking of just go with the system. Look at it. Just look at this. Like ants, like you mess with their crap, they find a way to continue on their mission. And if your mission is just following the leader, and that's what you're seeing here. That's one way of looking at it. Maybe not the best way, but it gets weird. It gets all weird. All right, blessings to you. Grease you. This is Redmond. Blessings to you. Yes, to keep this short, of course, it's up to your society, of course, where reality goes. Many of you come as a diplomatic frequency to raise the frequencies for you to connect to a better earth, not necessarily a world government, but you are working with what you have currently. Some of you do work within the United Nations energy on a galactic level to heal the energies here. So to steer the earth into, because it's basically the United Nations don't broadcast it, but it's pretty much a one world government currently. That's probably some of you would agree. Not they don't flash it, they don't sell it, they don't advertise it. But when you have all the world leaders get into one place, what does that tell you exactly? I mean, one thing if they're like shaking hands and they're all on a podium talking, it's just it's a different situation. If they're all just meeting and talking with each other, but there's too many agendas here. It's not if it's like it's like the idea is for it to be more like going to a picnic and being more friendly. Instead of the UN, it's more like business and we rule the world, which they pretty much do. So yes, there's dictatorships all around. All the little dictators get together. Obviously, they don't call themselves that, but the agendas say something differently. Of course, you also have your economic dictators, which do feel like they are gods of your reality. They truly believe that, but realize the universe is watching. And yes, they are allowed to abuse it because that's the test. It's like you have all this power. Are you going to screw those people over? And you said the rest of humanity agrees to it because that's a test for that person. Of course, it's not set up that way. They have no idea. So all the corruption within their political situations. Realize not all of you are paying attention, but quite a few of you are. And you're letting it play itself out. It's like that was agreed upon to let them show their true colors. Maybe scandals will come out when the time is right. But it's those that are doing this, obviously in the government systems, yes, they feel like they're playing God. They act like God. And Nancy Pelosi is not really human at this point. She like more from a human, an average person. You're basically seeing what a possession looks like. And the alcoholism fuels it. It fuels the creature that's possessing it. And obviously, your race of humans aren't going to agree. Your Queen of England has a different energy. So the Queen of England vampires the frequencies from the people. So you have a vampire in office. Obviously, people think this is all bias and all of that. But it's basically a vampire there. And how do you think she stays so young looking? So she's vampiring everyone around her. So eventually the people will rise up and realize this. Of course, they always say like you're bashing, your majesty and all of that. But when, the tables turn and you see what the people, this individual or anything for that matter, for what it truly is, the mask comes off. But people aren't ready to see that mask come off just yet. So they're still, yes, in a level of comfort. They want to feel like everything will be okay without realizing those that are steering your world into the wrong direction. They've been doing this forever. Well, they know how to keep balance here. Those that are trying to rule your planet, they know they have to give the people food and balance so they can continue their agendas controlling society. They know they can't destroy that. Or it's over for them. Obviously, that'll wake people up very fast. No government can survive that. So they have to keep the people fed, keep the economy to a certain level. Obviously, they can't control everything. You can say your 2008 was a way of showing corruption. For corruption to downgrade itself, obviously, you saw still a lot of corruption going on, but still some corruption did slide. And it was a reset of society. Not that you'll go through that again. You're basically seeing a political awakening, a different type. There will be a time when you'll start seeing, this will be a while, when you will see like reptilian beings as politicians. You'll see people shape shift a little by little. Some are already seeing that now. You'll see it more in the future. That'll make things even more bizarre, especially when you catch it on camera. You're not quite there yet, but you're getting to that phase. Obviously, it's all just conspiracy theory and everything like that. Most likely, angelic energies will start being seen here. Not constantly, but possibly more of that realization of who's here. to help, because all humans are losing hope currently. So the spirit world needs to step in. They know that they have to step back for lessons, but they can step in when the time's right, to just right at the edge of when someone's going to fall apart or break down or whatever it might be. So not for everyone. Some need to have a full breakdown because it's a soul reset. It's not easy, of course. Sometimes when people have mental breakdowns, they're actually releasing the demonic energies that's connecting to them. So this is. Greetings to you. We are the felines. Greetings. We are the Lyrans. Yes, your world is learning what our worlds have learned a great deal from a long time ago. So what's happening in your world has been seen before, actually worse. So this has been seen before, but it doesn't happen often. So, and yes, many beings do step back because, well, a lot of the alien races do assist, but then humans bite back. It's like, don't help us, leave us alone. So that's another reason why aliens do pull back. Not everyone's seeing the deeper connection here of what humans are truly going through. It's a level of isolation to a certain level, not completely, but others are going through a great amount of isolation and even a soul renaissance to figure themselves out. Sometimes you need other friends and family around, but not everyone needs that. But some are really going into their soul, because a lot of souls are really disconnecting from their incarnations, where they don't need them anymore. This is why a lot of individuals live lonely lives, because they're at the end, the compass of their incarnation cycle. And to do that is to really go into themselves, to center themselves, and then to release this world altogether, because they don't need all of this, the relationships. Obviously you need a job, but there's certain, you don't want to get too, because if you have a relationship here, a romantic relationship, that can actually get you to want to incarnate again. So that's why some do just don't even do it. There's different reasons for everyone. But on the world stage, you're obviously your government energies, at least in the United States, is now realize they feel it. They are being watched. They know, like, they're doing things they should not be doing, but it's like kids, like they steal from the cookie jar. So it's like, they know, it's like, somebody's gonna know we're doing this, right? But they do it anyway. There's a lot of that, of course, with your CIA groups and things like that. Obviously, they feel like they can't, be penalized for the things that they're doing, and that is true to a certain extent. It's like there are a lot of these timelines to do what they're doing, because that was an agreement. But there's expiration for that. It's like, corporations come and go all the time. They're just not, and there's lessons to be learned with all that's happening here. A lot of alien groups connect to these, intelligence agencies to work with to work covertly, actually. But obviously, this is the darkness, but sometimes you have to work with the yin and yang in the situation. So it's like, if you're going to do horrible things, we should be allowed to come in to do something good. Look at it that way. So it's a very strange deals that are happening here. It is up to your people to awaken to all this, but sometimes, someone has to take it in their own hands to show all the corruption that's here. That's not fully showed itself, because with the corruption will be a lot for people to handle, as some of you already know. Some of you already dived into that realm of how bad it really is here. It's actually worse. I mean, some of you know, but most of your human population is not even thinking about it. Human trafficking and all that. They're not really seeing the full, how how terrible it's been here. There are alien groups very much involved with this, of course. It is humans also. It's both. They're both influencing each other. Like the human wants to do illegal things, and the alien gets possessed also, and they're kind of like working together. It is kind of twisted, but it is being brought to light. It just kept quiet from the people due to the sensitivity of the situation. But eventually, a lot of this will come into light. What's happening here in the world? Like I say, you're already getting glimpses of it, but not the full, for obvious reasons. For the the United Nations and all, yes, it's obviously they feel like they're doing the right thing for the world, but a lot of them are corrupt, and they feel like they can get away with it forever. Which, because where there's corruption, there is sometimes good being done. So that's why those corrupt individuals haven't been taken out of office completely. Obviously, in the United States government with the presidency and all that, obviously a lot of those souls don't really have a whole lot of purpose anymore. Really, it's like they're just gonna be this way for now, and just kind of burn out, fizzle out. Just do they ever need to exist after this? And maybe this is for some, this is their last run, and they don't care. So, but as for the people in this awakening, it's going to be hard because a lot of people aren't wanting to know what's happening here. Obviously, they don't. Yeah, they want to take into responsibility for this reality. Some of you are, but the rest of the population wants someone to take care of them, like a president. And you don't really need that anymore, technically. You can move beyond that. It's just the mindset, the thinking of that hasn't fully sunk in yet, which that's the direction you're going in. Well, because you become more of a collective. And like a society of connecting to each other's thoughts. And you don't need a dictator or a president or a queen to do anything anymore. You are now connecting with each other. You are doing it to a certain level, but you can go higher with that, which would be great. Won't be easy, but it's better than what it is now.